Right now, a search is on hold for a man from Colorado who went missing while climbing the highest peak in New Zealand. 56-year-old Kurt Blair is one of 3 climbers who recently disappeared. Blair was with a man from California and another man from Canada when they started climbing the 12,000-foot Mount Cook on Saturday. The group did not show up to their prearranged ride yesterday. In a social media post, Silverton Avalanche School in Colorado said authorities in New Zealand notified them that the climbers, quote, appear to have taken a fatal fall from high upon the peak. The weather at the top of the mountain has put the search for them on hold until at least tomorrow. Like many school districts across Colorado and really the country, Douglas County School District is dealing with declining enrollment.
The district held another meeting last night to go over the numbers, the plans, and answer questions from parents. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live from Douglas County. And Courtney, this is just phase 1 of this plan, but some really difficult decisions to come for families in Highlands Ranch.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning, Corey and Lauren. So right now the district says the plan is to consolidate 6 elementary schools into 3 or potentially 4 into 2, all in Highlands Ranch. Now the district says that they're dealing with a unique problem where in some areas enrollment is declining and in other areas it's growing. Now school district leaders say the specific schools up for closure won't be determined until April. Those schools would close going into the 2026-2027 school year. DCSD says 10 years ago, nearly 11,000 students attended elementary schools in Highlands Ranch. Today, that number is down to 7,500, and they expect it to continue to decline through 2028. Meanwhile, communities like Sterling Ranch, Ridgegate, and the Canyons do not have enough schools in proximity to those communities. District Superintendent Aaron Kane says their schools just aren't located where the kids are anymore.
So 38,000 houses in Highlands Ranch have 18 elementary schools. And meanwhile, communities like Sterling Ranch and Ridgegate and the Canyons have very, very big, large sizes. They're large size communities. And you can just see by looking at this map that there are no schools in proximity of those communities.
A lot of parents have asked, what is the school district going to do about the school buildings that will be consolidated? Superintendent Kane says they have every intention of using all of those buildings. Currently, the district leases a lot of space for other programs like homeschool or for the special needs program. And Kane says they will move those programs to those closed school buildings that aren't being used and stop leasing space, which would also save the district money. Live in Castle Rock, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Yeah, I know that's been a top question for sure. Courtney, it's still early in this process. There's still ways parents can voice their concerns about this, right?
Yeah, that's right, Corey. The district is holding their final meeting of the year next Wednesday at 6 p.m. over at Crest Hill Middle School. The district said last night it would also post a link for parents and community members to leave feedback as well as watch the recording of the meeting that they had last night.
Yeah, very early in this process. Courtney, thank you. The group that oversees the state's animal care facilities is proposing a new rule that could have a major impact on animal rescues across the state. The Pet Animal Care and Facilities Act, or PACFA, proposed a rule to require all pets brought to an animal facility from out of state to have a rabies vaccine. This comes after 2 rescue puppies tested positive for rabies over the summer. 12 in total were euthanized. Dogs can't be vaccinated until they're 12 weeks old. Some rescues worry that puppies will sit in shelters for longer periods of time, putting them at high risk for illnesses they may not come back from. The Colorado Puppy Rescue believes they'll likely have to turn hundreds of animals away if this rule takes effect.
It's very expensive to treat a very small puppy, and so those are the first ones that have to be euthanized. We're probably at 50 to 60% of our current dog intake would be impacted by this.
PACFA says they are taking community feedback to figure out the best way to protect pets and people from life-threatening diseases. It will be months until they actually vote on these rule changes. If they pass, the changes will take effect next fall.
The allegations against President-elect Trump's Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth could cost him his nomination. 3 Republican sources who spoke with NBC News say as many as 6 Republican senators and maybe more are not comfortable supporting his bid to lead the Defense Department. Hegseth faces allegations of sexual assault and what appears to be a new allegation concerning his previous job. NBC News reports 10 current and former Fox employees say his drinking concerned his colleagues during his time at Fox News. They say they repeatedly smelled alcohol on his breath during the morning show. Because Republicans hold a slim majority in the Senate, he can only afford to lose 3 GOP votes, assuming that all Democrats do vote against him.
With excess bid in trouble, the Wall Street Journal reports Trump is considering a new pick, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. The Journal cites people familiar with the discussion. DeSantis has been the governor of Florida since 2018. He ran against Trump in the 2024 Republican primaries before dropping out and endorsing the now president-elect after the Iowa caucus. DeSantis has not commented on this, and a spokesperson from the Trump transition declined to say whether he is being considered as a replacement.
One of the other president-elect's other cabinet nominations has withdrawn from consideration less than a week after being picked. Chad Krosner withdrew his name yesterday after Trump announced he picked him to serve as the DEA administrator Saturday night. He's currently the sheriff of Hillsborough County, Florida. He said he's still got work to do in Florida, and he wants to fulfill initiatives that he started. The administrator of the DEA must be confirmed by the Senate after being nominated by the president.
Well, if you're wondering why we've been so warm and calm all week long, that'll continue for today. Highs in the mid-50s for us in Denver, highs in the 40s in the mountains for today under mainly sunny skies. Well, got a big ridge of high pressure off to the west of us. We're kind of in between this ridge of high pressure off to our west, and then off to the east, we got a lot more active and colder weather across the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest, which leaves us kind of sandwiched in between. Usually when we're in between a ridge and a trough low pressure, that's when we get our calmest weather, and that is where we're at for this week, which means here, Brianna, that I'm actually unusually calm for us this week. We don't really have any major weather concerns, probably until Sunday or Monday for us here across the state. I'll tell you about that storm coming up in just a couple minutes.